Alright, today we're going to be learning about function tables. Our learning target is I can find a function, which is basically a rule, and use it to fill in input and output tables. So first, what is a function? A function relates an input to an output. It's like a machine that has an input and an output, and the output is somehow related to the input. So if something goes in, it causes something to go out if we think of a machine that way. Okay, there's the input, the relationship, and the output. I'm going to show you many ways to think about functions, but there will always be three main parts. There will always be the input, the relationship, and the output. To help this make a little more sense, let's look at an example. An example, multiply by 2 is a very simple function, which you've had practice with this. There are three parts. We see that there's the input, the relationship, and the output. If we look at this, we can see that if an input is 0, our relationship is times 2, we're going to get 0 because we take our input times the relationship to get the output. So 0 times 2 equals 0. If we take 1 times 2, we know that we're going to get 2. Our input, 7, times our relationship, which is also kind of our rule that we've practiced with. So if we take 7 times 2, we know that gives us our output of 14. 10 times 2 gives us 20. And it says down here, for an input of 50, what would be the output? So if we put 50 in here, we know our rule is times 2. We know that 50 times 2 is 100, so our output would be 100. So as I said earlier, a function is like a machine, but a function doesn't really have belts or clogs or any moving parts, and it doesn't actually destroy what you put into it. A function relates an input to an output. We'll look at another example. So it says, this tree goes 20 centimeters every year. So the height of the tree is related to its age using the function h. So h stands for age. So h equals age times 20. So if the age is 10 years old, the height is h 10, 10 meaning the height, so it'd be the height 10 times 20 equals 200 centimeters, because our rule tells us that age times 20 will give us our output. So here are some example values. So if the age is 0 down here, and we know that we have to take age times 20 to figure out how tall it is, if we take 0 times 20, we're going to get 0. If we look at when the tree is 1 year old, we're going to take the age, which is 1, times 20 to get our height. So 1 times 20 is 20. So it would be 20 centimeters tall at 1 year old. Same goes for the rest. So whatever you put in the input, there's always a rule, and then you get your output.